Do you like Warhammer Fantasy? No, not Warhammer 40k and not Age of Sigmar. Freaking end times. Well, I do, and that's why I play Warhammer the Old World on this YouTube channel a lot. But I also really enjoy being the GM in tabletop RPGs. When Cubicle 7 Games, the current makers of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, announced they're making a ttrpg in the time frame of the Old World that's much more of a lightweight, fast-paced system, I knew I needed to do something on the channel. So here's the plan. I called up all my friends who play role-playing games, tabletop war games, any game that I play, and asked them to do 2 shots with me. 3 total sessions, 1 character creation session, and 2 gameplay sessions. And I said we're going to record them and put them on the internet and see what happens. As a matter of fact, the first group is a group of players I met at a convention. I really love board game conventions. So I don't know if any of this is going to be work or if it's going to be popular, but you guys know the drill. Please do me a solid and like, comment, and sub on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch, and rate and review if you're listening to this in podcast form. Or if you're watching live, go into the chat. I plan on being in there talking to everyone who shows up. You know, honestly, I've always been a fan of tabletop RPG live plays. I'm no comedian, I'm no actor, but I knew I at least had to give it a shot. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I really hope you enjoy. There are dozens of towns like Talagat across the Empire. Centers of trade and commerce, their walls offering safety, and teeming streets providing opportunities that cannot be found in far-flung villages. And yet, no two are exactly alike. A fortified port on the Talabek River, Talagad is a town of merchants and artisans, of thieves and vagabonds. Though a great deal of trade passes through, little of that wealth remains for long. For the town exists in the shadow of the mighty Talabheim, and the capital's nobility lay claim to every coin they can. As a result, few have time to spare for concerns beyond their immediate needs, and yet they should. I beg you, bear witness to these dark portents with grim importance. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for
So
hosting.
glad you're all here. Yes. I just want to point out the magic of tabletop RPGs, that I met 3 of you in a convention setting, and we had such a good time that I was, or at least I had such a good time that I was like, please, can I have your number? Could we be friends, please? And
You reluctantly agreed. Yeah.
and you're like, fine. And we connected, and then I had this plan to do these sessions, and you were gracious enough to join me on this. So thank you so much for being here. The joy of tabletop RPGs is a wonderful thing. Right off the bat, I want to do one thing right off the bat. I think it's very important to do this when playing tabletop RPGs. I want to talk very quickly about what are the 2 words? Lines and veils. If there's any themes, and this is important for me, it's a very important step when playing tabletop RPGs. We're here to have fun. If there are subject matter that you don't want to see at all, or that you want to keep at arm's length, tell me about it now. Or if you don't want to tell it right now, message me afterwards. I want to hear it. I want to make sure everyone's having fun. Super important. I'll just leave it there.
Sure.
Anyone can pick it up if they want.
Yeah, I mean, big one for me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go for it.
Big one for me is kids. No violence to kids. But that's about all that I can think of right now.
No, thank you for sharing that. That's a good thing. So let me go ahead and just introduce you to two things that I love to do in every every campaign that I do. There's two little fun things that I do. I'm a beer snob. I love craft beers. So whenever I play, I always like to tell everyone what I'm drinking. And if you guys want to participate in that, it doesn't have to be alcoholic. It doesn't have to be even a drink. If you prefer a little of the medical marijuana, you can tell me what varietal you're smoking. But for me, I have my favorite little beer shop down the road called Beer Run here in New York City, and I just go in there and I usually pick the beer with the coolest label. Is my
good.
general rule of thumb.
That's kind of what I do too.
And this one I picked up. It's from a brewery called Strange Bird. It's called Unfettered Soul, and I really like the pattern on there.
Yeah,
this is a hazy double IPA, 7.5 ABV, brewed in Rochester, New York. So that's what I'll be drinking this evening. But I'd like to go around and everyone introduce themselves, even though all kind of know each other, but just love a quick introduction, maybe what you're drinking, maybe if there's something on the internet you love to share with anyone watching, drop that too. Damien, go right ahead.
So today we will be enjoying a nice vintage Monster Rehab.
Yes.
And one thing that I do enjoy doing is
Ooh.
gotta crack it right into the
I didn't crack mine.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm Damien. I know three of you from running games at Nova. For you two, it was 2023.
Yes.
And then Zach, it's been 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026 as well. Yeah. I have a podcast called Roleplay Rejects where we play new and unusual tabletop or role-playing games. We've got about, I think we're close to 40 different game systems that we've played through. They're all fantastic because my friend group is fantastic. But really good time. I have not played this particular game system, so I'm excited to jump into it.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Hunter, go right ahead.
Yeah, so my name's Hunter. I've met all these people also at Nova Open through various channels and playing games, and it's all been a very fun time. So it is fortuitous that we all get to meet and play games. And kind of what you were saying earlier about like, please can we be friends? It's like I always have that thought after I play a game with people, be like, is this how you make friends as adults? I think maybe, I don't know.
Maybe,
So,
I don't know.
I'm glad that you said something because I don't know that I would have, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity.
Yeah, likewise.
At some point, as also a beer snob, I have to admit shame that I am probably I have some donated Elysian Space Dust in my mini fridge, which is a good beer. It's not as good as it used to be. Ever since Elysian got bought by Anheuser-Busch and all that stuff, all that drama. But I do have some that it's a nice IPA, and I'll probably crack into one of those here in a little bit. As far as things for you to follow, I don't really have anything. I might make an Instagram for my painting. I entered in Capital Palette this year, and
nice.
I will continue to do so. So if I have any updates on that by the time we get around to our next session, I will let you know.
That's awesome. Thank you. Zach.
Yeah, hey everybody, it's Zach. Actually, since we're talking podcasts, we also have one, and a lot of you had played in the Hyperborea game. So I'm sort of part of this Zephyr Gaming Studios that I created a while back. We are running through one of these modules by Northwind Adventures, and the used to be called Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea, but they kind of shortened it in the 3rd edition to just Hyperborea. For is what it is.
That's a long
Great
name.
system,
That's a long
really
name.
pulpy. It was. I used to say it all the time, like first, half of the series. But it's great. So. And again, yep, thanks, Kenny, for sort of rallying the troops. But in our games, we always, I do like to roll for a little wandering whiskey encounter. So I'm going to do that right now off of my table. It is a D20. I know this is not the D20 system, but I'm just going to roll it anyway. Oh, 18.
That's a solid roll. Natural 18.
18 must be, let's see, that's going to be this. Oh, interesting. I have this Glenmorangie Sauterne cask finish over here, which is interesting. That's 18 on the chart. And
Wait.
since,
Are you saying right now you have 20 different whiskeys at your fingertip?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's like 24. My foundry table has like 24, like it's a D24, and I roll on that.
Okay.
But I rolled in the one in the book, so it's a little older. But and then in Damien's thing, you know, since I'm recovering, I'm not gonna have my I think I have some Oktoberfest in the fridge, but you know, since I'm recovering from sickness over Thanksgiving, I'm just gonna have a Wandering whiskey. But
Oh,
Yeah, just-
hear that?
That was a great uncorking.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we always, you know, toast a little fire, blood, and steel when we play our games. So, but cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Yeah, Zephyr Game Studios, check it out.
All these references you guys say, I'm gonna go ahead and drop. I'll have a link in the description to this video. Brennan, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's like I got a cat biting my foot. Doing better now. She stopped. So yeah, I'm Brennan. Hunter neglected to mention, but did mention that Hunter mentioned that we had all met playing Hyperborea and or Merkborg. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Morkborg, yeah.
But yeah, he and I have known each other for a long time. So we've got a little
Too
bit
long,
of
some might say.
we got a little bit of inside baseball advantage. I'm gonna let you guys just kind of hear what I'm cracking into. I'm gonna hold it away from the camera. Hopefully, I don't drop it on the camera.
Oh, that was a
Okay.
crisp open.
Bottled or canned in Atlanta, Georgia. We've got a nice Diet Coke.
Ooh,
What year?
Class A.
I believe 2025.
Ooh, excellent
Better than
vintage.
24.
Okay. I paint a little bit. I have an Instagram for it. It's at Petrichor Paintbrush, like the dirt smell, and then the word paintbrush, all one word. Really looking forward to playing some TTRPGs with you guys.
Excellent. Okay, I have a second, maybe larger tradition. I have a little tradition. I also love watching movies, and I wanted to ask you. This is a very difficult question. What is your favorite high fantasy movie? And I mean fantasy, not like Harry Potter, like fantasy in a real world. I mean straight fantasy. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the clear winner for most people is the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah,
So I'm going to go ahead and push that trilogy off the list. But beyond Lord of the Rings, what is your favorite high fantasy movie? I'll go ahead and to break the ice here. I love Conan the Barbarian. It is my favorite movie.
Pulpy? Fantasy
It's
pulpy?
so good. Robert E. Howard. Love the short stories. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger is possibly the worst actor I've ever seen in my entire life, but the music and the film, the other acting, James Earl Jones, Max von Sydow, unbelievable movie. That is my cream of the crop. What is, and anyone can jump in with, I'm not going to call your names like we're in class or something, but what is your number one movie?
High fantasy.
Yeah.
The first one that's come to mind is Your Highness with Danny McBride.
Oh, a comedy. Oh, going unexpected direction.
Yeah, it was just the first one that jumped up. First one was obviously Lord of the Rings because Battle of Helm's Deep.
Yeah, like that's an obvious. Yeah.
But yeah, Your Highness, I think it's kind of. I think the D&D movie did pretty well as far as like getting the vibe of like a TTRPG kind of a thing.
First
But
You don't mean the 1990 something.
I do not mean the 1990 something one. I mean the
cartoon's good too.
like
Cartoon's good.
2022, something like that.
Like Honor Among Thieves, right?
Yeah.
That's the
that
new
one was
idea.
pretty good, but I think Your Highness kind of brings more of the like beer and pretzels kind of a vibe of a
Yeah, the
TTRPG.
fun vibe. Yeah.
Because I mean, it's going to be dick jokes and like other random shit like
Well,
that.
yeah, you make a good point. Most high fantasy movies tend to take themselves a little too seriously, and then most recent D&D movie and Your Highness are like, let's call it what it is. Let's have fun. Let's make some jokes. Any other top of the list out there?
I always like, as much as I love Lord of the Rings, and it is obviously my favorite as well. I also really appreciate explicitly non-Tolkien fantasy. So like Neverending Story is definitely top tier is among like imaginative fantasy worlds. I really like that. It's either that or Dragonheart, because Sean Connery as a dragon is pretty cool. So I'll go with either one of those two.
I think I'm still emotionally scarred from when the horse died in Neverending Story. Got sucked up by the.
I was about to say
the swamp of
Hunter
sadness.
horses.
Yeah, horses are all evil.
My favorite, and it is technically fantasy, I believe you could say, is Princess Bride. That's my favorite fantasy movie.
100%.
It has large rodents, right?
Yeah.
Those don't really exist.
The ROUSs. Rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, but I've been to DC and I know they exist.
Anybody like it's the same vein of like Neverending Story, Princess Bride. How about movies like Willow? Like, that was like an interesting one to me, with like a really cool adventure story. Val Kilmer, like written by George Lucas, right? Which I forgot about. I just re-looked it up. I was like,
written by and directed by Ron Howard. Yeah,
it's good. I just really, that kind of like gritty. I mean, those are like pretty real, pre CGI, a lot of stuff, and just really
practical effects.
Really
Love it.
Like, like those are cool ones. Go back and watch those sometime. Yep.
So what I like to do, thank you for sharing your favorite movies. My like to do is what I call quote unquote homework, and is for the week between this session and next, I'm gonna assign all of us to watch a single movie if you have the time during the week, and then the little intro to our next session, we'll do a little review.
Sure,
that sounds fun.
Does that sound exciting or doable?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, both.
We'll see.
And I think I hadn't actually picked one particularly to choose before this, but I think with your recommendations, there's one that popped into mind as another one of my favorites, which I haven't seen in a while. I think it's currently streaming on Amazon Prime. It was released in 1999, starring Antonio Banderas, The 13th Warrior.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay.
That's been a while.
So the homework assignment is, find some time this next week or maybe 2 weeks, whenever we play next. Watch, if you can, view the movie, and then we'll do just a quick little movie review at the beginning of next session if everyone's interested.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
All right. So today we are doing character creation for Warhammer: The Old World role-playing game, which is created by Cubicle 7 Games. This is their most recent new game, and it's their flagship in the fantasy world is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, which is a little more heavy rule system, a little more crunchy. And they developed and produced this, which is in the same world, but hundreds of years earlier in the timeline. So it's a slightly different world. But they tried to produce a little more fast, a little more not as rules heavy game, a little more narrative driven, which is like music to my ears. I'm very excited about that. But I wanted to ask the group, what is your familiarity with Warhammer, the Warhammer Fantasy World, the Warhammer Fantasy World? Where have you had a chance to interact with it? What do you view it as? Like, what are the touchstones for you in the Warhammer Fantasy World? Or if you have no experience at all, that's okay too.
Mostly Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, as far as Warhammer goes, I'm much more the 40K hashtag Gene Stealer cults always and forever. The Unions did nothing wrong. And for Age of Sigmar, though, I started doing a little bit of research into that, into the Skaven and the Great Horned Rat being the fifth chaos
Yes.
god and all that, and that's all very fun to me. But as far as like the old world goes, I have very little knowledge. I understand chaos and the ruinous powers exist, vampires and like the undead courts, but beyond that, not a whole lot.
Oh, good. That's a good thing. Anyone else?
Um, I've got a decent amount of familiarity, but I've never actually played the tabletop, nor have I ever role played within the setting. But I've played, Vermintide, Vermintide 2, all the
Oh,
Total War Warhammer games. I really like the setting. I think it's really cool. And this game, it takes place specifically in the, now correct me if I'm wrong, it takes place in the like post-Vampire War period, right?
Exactly. Post-Vampire War period in the Empire, where the Empire is divided. There are 4 different people claiming to be the Emperor of the Empire.
I got into Warhammer with the box set Battle for Skull Pass.
Yes.
And I was a wee child, and I never actually played the game. And my knowledge of the setting is very sparse, but I know the general factions. I know Mordheim is a thing and all that kind of stuff. But beyond like dwarven grudge bearers being a thing that exists, I don't really know much.
Well, that's fair enough. Zach, what's your familiarity?
Yeah, so yeah, we much more heavy in the 40K lore, playing that as the primary role tabletop game for years and years and years. And yeah, but I was playing, my exposure to the fantasy setting was really the original. Like I had a huge little Tomb King's army, so I did not burn them when all that stuff came up, but I still have them. So it's order. So yeah, we played a decent amount, like a little bit here and there in the like the first, I mean, this is in the 90s, back in the day when it sort of first came out. We had a lot of, started there, but then switched to 40K and kind of went forward there. So I have not played a lot of video games in this setting, nor the system. So I've been reading and taking a lot of notes for you guys. So again, generally familiar with the factions in the race, the things like that for the whole setting. But
yeah, if I'd have to describe what makes Warhammer Fantasy World different from other Warhammer or other high fantasy realms, I'd have to say like Warhammer Fantasy is equally grim as it is ridiculous. There's fun stuff, and there's also like grim dark, equal parts of both. And I think that's the one thing that kind of makes it stand out. And it's got a little bit of everything in the whole world. So yeah, I think normally right now I'd ask you all your experience in tabletop RPGs, but I think most of you are very experienced in different game systems. So we're going to skip over that. My last question before we actually start creating some characters, like, what are you guys thinking about? I know, so first off, Cubicle 7 has this wonderful system in, I think, all of their games where you roll for creating a character and there's a randomness in there, but there's always the opportunity for you to stop, say, hey, no, I want to play this specific thing. I don't want to roll for this. I want to play my cool character that I have in my mind. So you can go completely random and gain some bonuses for doing that, or you can play what you want. So I love that mechanic. I'm going to ask you all to roll on all these charts with me this evening. But do you guys have any are you guys going full random, or you guys have any preconceptions of like what you want to play? Any of those classic fantasy archetypes? I've
got kind of a preconception or kind of a character in mind. But if we're doing random, that's cool too.
No, do what you want. What's your? Do you want to share?
You want me to give you the intro?
I got the backstory. This guy.
First of all, right. I love a backstory, so yes, lay it on me.
Sure. You'll have to forgive me. I wrote it down, so I got it right here.
You are forgiven.
Cowards can be threatened. Kings can be flattered. Sellswords bought. Common folk, royalty. It takes no great expert to gain a man's favor, but their honesty In all the years of my trade, I have found the only currency thereto is pain, fear, the certainty of a grisly and ignominious demise. And so, I make it my business to trade in pain, barter in fear, and mete out deserved and righteous death in the name of Sigmar, the Empire, and all who shelter neath her eaves. I am Conrad Katzok, Witch Hunter, at your service. Be you righteous, or at your door should your virtue be found. Haunting.
Yes.
That's the concept.
Yes. I've got goosebumps.
So what you don't know about that is that just maybe like an hour ago he was like, yeah, I might do this. I'm not sure. So he just wrote that in this time, I guess.
That is awesome.
Oh, that's
Lovely.
amazing. Okay, so we set the bar. Does anyone else want to try to achieve the same heights?
I'm probably going to be random. I'm going to be real.
The dice giveth, the dice taketh away.
I know. Somebody made all these tables for a reason. We must use them to their
Exactly.
demise, or our demise, or perhaps our success.
All right, so everyone take out your first D10. Let's roll for your origin.
I rolled a 2 on the first chart, which says determine your career. So I'm actually going to skip and do that first. Is that cool? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, that's not a table.
Is that all right? Is that all right? Is that all right?
Table.
I rolled a 2 as well. I rolled, so I guess I am a dwarf.
Oh, 2 dwarves.
I got a halfling. So apparently, what did you say about that? I'm like canonically ugly.
It's a bunch of stunties in this group.
Yeah.
Two dwarves and a halfling. There's a joke in there somewhere.
We don't like that joke.
Quite distasteful.
Now, Brennan, do you already have an origin in mind?
I do. But I also rolled.
Okay.
Do you want me to
What did you
go with
roll, and then what are you
I have?
taking? Yeah.
So I rolled a 10, but I will be taking the
Ooh,
the
a wood elf.
origin of. What was that, wood elf?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
that's
is
a wood
elf.
elf.
Oh,
No,
okay.
so this is the way the mechanic works. You can roll on the table and stick with what you. I'm sorry. You roll on the table, and if you stick with what you rolled, you get 1 XP. But you can always say, "I want something else," but you don't get that 1 XP.
Got it. Okay, so in this case,
Cool.
I will be going with human of the empire.
Yes, that makes sense. Yes, I think I know where you're going.
I was waiting for a Conrad with an Elvish last name.
So you roll 3 times on this chart on page 13, the last chart on there. Again, this is an opportunity that if you want to keep what you roll and kind of what your character's naturally good at, keep it, or you can switch it out for whatever you want.
At the detriment of no extra XP.
Yes, there's the XP.
Okay, so
I don't know
I rolled some interesting pluses. I got +1 toughness, 1 ballistic skill, 1 agility.
Yeah, I got +1 weapon skill, +1 fellowship, because that's how we roll. But maybe I'm nice, maybe not. +1 fate, which is interesting.
And
Ooh.
I got strength, initiative, and reason. So I'm gonna be, I guess, well-rounded.
Okay. So that you, Zach, you bring up a good thing. Fate. Fate is your chance to re-roll. But it does a couple other fun things, really fun things. Fate slots are slots. You can either use a fate and they regenerate after every session, or you can burn the slot and do something more. In that case, you have to do other adventures to get that slot back.
So I got initiative, agility, and fate.
Cool.
So I'll stick with those. So we just add those to the starting characteristics then?
Yes, and you add those right on top of the characteristics. So if you're 3 going to 4, go ahead and erase the 3, put the 4, and you are fine. Let's see here.
Toughness 5.
A toughness 5 dwarf. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so on page 22, we're going to look at the 2 dwarf players. We're going to look at the dwarf options. We're going to roll twice on the skills. Actually, no, hold on. Before we get there, look on the column on the right. This is where we're going to determine the skills. So first, put out all your skills to 2. And then a dwarf automatically gets a raise to 3 on melee, toil, endurance, willpower. Brennan, for your witch hunter, set everything to 2, and you automatically get a 3 in. Oh yeah, because you're a human, you can choose any 3. Any 3 to raise the 3. Ooh, too many 3s.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
And then lastly, halfling is 2, and you raise shooting, stealth, dexterity, and charm to 3. Next up are lores. This is the information base that you know the most about your character. For instance, dwarves, you gain lore, dwarf mountains hold, and literacy. So you can read and you know about your past. Imperial dwarves have lore of the empire. Those from the mountain holds have lore subterranean. So you kind of have to choose here whether you're a mountains hold dwarf or a dwarf that lives within the empire. And the humans and the dwarves in this world have a very strong relationship, industrious relationship. So there's dwarves in human society is fairly common.
So all dwarves have lore, mountain holds, and literacy, and then if you're imperial, you get empire. If you're from the mountain holds, you get subterranean.
Correct.
That's what it appears. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it appears. Yeah. So we have literacy, second one.
And then the human.
Are we traveling together? Are we from the same place, fellow dwarf?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I was kind of thinking mountain holds get the subterranean.
I think it's cool. I like the mountain. I like the mountain dwarf aspect. All right, let's do it. Lore
The
subterranean.
human gets lore empire and any city lore or provincial lore of your choice. This is gonna be a hard choice. So this campaign is gonna be in Talagad, which is in Talabecland, which is one of the major provinces in the center of the empire. And it's and Talagad is kind of like the trade door, like the small town where all trade goes into Talabheim, which is the main city in Talabecland. There are numerous other. You are going to be a witch hunter who follows Sigmar. Something you should consider is the stronghold of Sigmar in the Empire is Reichland. You might want to consider being from Reichland.
I'll go for that.
And then lastly, the halfling. You gain provincial lore of the Mootsland, which is where the halflings are from, and lore cooking. That's what you get. No choice there.
Fair enough.
And then I want to quickly brush over all the fun things you can do with Fate. Oh man, Fate is so much fun. There we go.
So there's Imperium Politicum. It's going to be insane.
There's 3 ways you can use a Fate slot, and there's 3 ways you can burn a Fate spot. First, you can make a test glorious, which means you re-roll your failures. It's making a check a higher chance of succeeding. You can take 2 actions in your turn. It can't be the same action, so you can't like attack twice, but you can, for instance, assist your friend and attack the enemy. That's very powerful. The other fun one is there's a mechanic in the game called retreating. If you feel like you're going to lose, if you need to get out of a fight, if you feel like you're going to lose a fight, if you already achieve your goal in the fight, you can leave, but you have to burn a fate for that. Or not, sorry, use a fate for that. Then the 3 options to burn a fate, burn the slot, is you can just straight up succeed any roll you're doing. You can negate a wound you received. Or this is the fun one. This is the really fun one. You could sacrifice your life in a heroic last stand to defeat someone. This is so flavorful. I love it.
That's awesome.
Okay, so now we've done the right-hand column of your origin. Now we're gonna roll on the left-hand side. These are your talents. These do just a number of different things. For the dwarves, you roll twice on this table, and you can swap one of those choices out for magic resistance.
Now, question, it does say you must swap out one of these talents for magic resistance. Is that an optional
what it says?
for
You
you?
must.
It does,
Well, then
yeah.
you must.
So you really
I
get
feel
one
so
talent on the
compelled.
table, and I'll be taking Hardy, which I rolled. Intense Scrutiny was a very close second, but I don't have high enough initiative to take it, so I cannot take that. So Hardy I can take with a 4 better toughness. So I'll be taking that and magic resistance.
So the 2 I rolled was Hatred and Resolute.
Cool.
So I'm gonna have to figure out what those are.
Hatred orcs, you get +1 die versus melee test against orcs, or whatever you choose.
Ooh, that does sound really fun to be a Slayer.
That was very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that Hatred?
Yeah, that's Hatred. We said Resolute. Is the other one?
And was Resolute was the other one? Yeah.
Do you have
for
reason
humans,
for
I just
better?
roll 2 and I just take what I roll,
I
right?
do not. I only have 3.
All right,
With
so you just take
humans, roll twice in the talent shed above. Yeah. And you reroll
Okay.
duplicate.
So I rolled 2 5s, re-rolled one of the 5s, got a 6. So I've got Honor Bound and Thirst for Knowledge.
Ooh, Honor Bound's a fun one. Honor Bound's a really fun talent. It basically binds you to certain tenets. I'm assuming you're gonna do of Sigmar, and then if you follow those tenets in the game, you're gonna get bonuses. But if you break them, I'm gonna punish you.
Nice. Sounds good.
I got keen-eyed, and then halflings automatically get resistance to corruption and short size.
Yes.
And I was saying that keen-eyed allows me to make awareness tests to spot distant threats, tiny details, and telltale signs of forgery that other characters could not perceive. Additionally, I can read lips so long as I'm familiar with the language spoken.
Excellent.
Crafty. All right, we're on to careers, which this is where your character's really gonna start to take shape here. There's a big chart on page 25. Some careers are available to different origins and vice versa. So roll that D100. Luckily, hopefully, Brennan rolls the Witch Hunter, which is where are you? There is no actual Witch Hunter. It would be
I think it's Bounty Hunter.
Bounty Hunter. Yeah, I was gonna say Bounty Hunter. Yeah.
So I rolled a 30, but I think I'm gonna forego that and just be a Slayer because I think it's too appropriate that I roll Hatred on my character. So I will forego my experience.
Couple things so that's page 50 in the rule book. There's a couple things to notice. First, right at the top, right below where it says Slayer, below it says Brass. There is a social hierarchy is a big thing in this game, and there are 3 levels, tiers of society. There's gold, silver, and brass. You are the lowest. And next up, skill bonuses. These are straight bonuses to your skills that are listed out on that second line there. Lores are different additional lore you can tack onto your character. Trappings are the items you have, obviously. Assets are an interesting thing in this game. Assets are like one piece of property or one big possession that you have that defines you, like a shrine, or if you're a merchant, your cart. It's one big possession that is really important to you. I think it's a really interesting distinction between trappings and assets. Next thing, contacts. This is really, really fun. This world, Talagad, they've already outlined in the GM's guide a number of prominent NPCs in the town. And when you roll into your contacts, which we'll do after we do careers, this kind of defines your relationship with 2 of those very prominent NPCs. Maybe you're an enemy, maybe you're a friend, maybe you owe him something or he owes you something. And lastly, the last line is career talents. You get one career defining talent that does something cool. I forgot what the seeker does. Living Doom. You seek death fighting the largest monster you can find, striking with certainty that the bigger they are, the harder they fall. and basically you get bonuses for fighting actual monsters.
Perfect.
So that's a lot of information on the career sheet. Who wants to go next?
I got the laborer, and I think I'm going to keep it. So I see my status is brass. I have favorite characteristics of strength, toughness, and agility, and then skill bonuses. I can do +1 to 4 of the following: melee, brawn, toil, endurance, athletics, and stealth. I think we're gonna go athletics and stealth.
I remember the talent for this one was kind of interesting. You are accustomed to lending your aid to others as well as keeping them on their feet when toil threatens to overcome them. When you successfully help an ally, which is one of the actions you do in combat, they gain an additional +1 dice to their test. This is actually really good. You're like a support class.
Nice.
And you can also choose to remove the staggered or prone condition. Very good. Very good. This is really interesting. And I think it's a weird career because it doesn't belong to any like classic fantasy archetype. A laborer.
We can use lots more of those.
And also, actually, I was thinking about it would be a really fun like setting for a campaign would be to you can only choose brass society for all your characters or something like that. So far we have 2 brass characters, which is fun.
I went ahead, took Bounty Hunter. I rolled 57. I don't remember what 57 was.
It's all right. We know you're doing Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, I went for Bounty Hunter. So it looks like here they gain. It's for any origin. It is a silver origin. Favorite characteristics are strength, initiative, and agility, and I've checked those off on my character sheet. I believe that's what these boxes are for.
Yeah, it's the boxes next to the characteristics.
And then, for trappings, I took a sword and light armor. Lets you choose warbow or crossbow, axe, or I guess I can have a crossbow too. I'll go ahead and do that. So he's got a crossbow and a sword, very, very classic.
Yes.
And light armor. For assets, I went for a temple. I'm gonna say that Conrad is the chief patron of a local shrine, like temple to Sigmar.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you right now, in Talagad, Sigmarites are a little uncouth. The general populace don't really like Sigmarites.
Maybe it should be a secret hideout then that is also a temple.
I like that. I like that idea.
Everything's got a temple front. Gotta have a front.
So I'll call it a secret hideout then for assets. And then for lore, it looks like I can choose provincial lore, choose one, or cult lore, choose one, criminal underworld, or monster slayer, choose one. So I think
you get 2 out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to choose cult lore and then something relevant.
Yes, like the cults are the religions of the world, and Sigmar would be one of them.
And I'll probably choose that. And then criminal underworld, because if Conrad's in town, he's probably hunting something or someone. More likely someone than something.
And I think your talent is really cool too.
In my sights. So you want me to read that out?
Sure, if you want to.
Yeah. You are single-minded in pursuit of your prey, putting the capture or destruction of your quarry above all else. Once per session, you may choose to designate a single creature as your quarry. You gain +1 die on all tests to track, pursue, or attack your target. However, such is your focus that the quarry applies the distracted condition upon you, inflicting a -1 die penalty on any test not targeting them. When the condition is removed, which you can do freely at any time, the effect ends. So expect Conrad to be kind of a one-track kind of guy.
I'm definitely going to mix in some sort of bounty situation into this campaign now.
And then skill bonuses. +1 to melee shooting, to 4 of the following: melee, shooting,
Yes.
throwing, awareness, athletics, leadership. So I'll just choose the 4 that I think makes sense there.
All right, so I just love random rolls. So I actually rolled the artisan class. So again, I say sorry to break the brass train, but you know, someone has to get you into the better circles at times. But so the artisan, you know, and I'm choosing my lore as a custom trade lore. I'm actually choosing smithing.
Okay.
You think dwarves are classic at smithing, but you haven't seen my swords yet. Okay. This quote sort of like set the whole tone of this character at the top of the artisan section. If you take this sword into battle, you'll break long before it does. So he has this special this career talent called Trust Your Tools. So you place your greatest faith in the tools that you create. I think that's pretty fun. First attack roll, you get you +1 die in each battle, which is nice. Some, you know, comrades in arms, the common folk. Listen, Logar, you've known to call him just by Log because he kind of gets really too focused at what he does all the time. And he's really trying to start his own like smithing guild, but unfortunately, just no one is good enough for him, and he's gained 0 members to date.
Well, you've had plenty of applicants, but you've turned them all down.
Many applicants, they didn't meet the cut.
What did you choose for your asset? A workshop, I'm assuming?
A workshop, yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yep. So workshop, yeah, I did, you know, I increased my skills in melee, brawn, toil, and endurance because stay the course.
All right, so 2 silvers and 2 brass. No nobles. Those stuck-up elites are the worst.
They couldn't stand our smell.
I mean, I'll be a
All right,
noble
so
one
next-
day. I don't know about you all. But...
Yeah, I'll get there someday. Next, we're gonna roll your contacts. I think this is really fun. So go back and look at your career and look at your 2 categories that you're in. You can either roll 2. You're gonna roll 2 contacts. You can roll 2 into one of them or 1 into each, whatever you would like.
I suppose I will go first since I was the first to go through the class stuff. So I think we get 2 rolls and we can choose one of each.
So there's the 2 groups. What are your 2 groups?
The Wanderers and Wastrels and combat. The
Comrade in Arms.
One
Comrade
on
in
each
arms.
table or 2 on one of the
Yeah, so it's kind of militaristic
So I think-
people and kind of the low class.
I think I'll do one of each.
Okay. So go ahead and let's do Comrades in Arms first. Roll me a D100.
D100. Well, that's a 42.
42. Okay, that is Manfreda Skovgard, who's a warrior priest of Ulfric, a defector from Middenheim. So, Manfreda, you worked together once to defeat a common foe. Who is that common foe?
I think I'm gonna go classic with the Troll Slayer, and it's gonna be Slorgrad the Troll. And I will think of a reason why that this troll has been a particular nuisance to our company.
Okay, let's roll into Wanderers and Wastrels.
All right, and that is going to be a 56.
56. That is Malko Mataska, a reputed druid tortured by visions of dark futures. You have fought alongside them and seen what happens when they get angry.
So
all right.
I'm sensing a bit of a theme between my relationships.
Constantly in battle, but I think that makes sense for a Slayer, right?
I think so. I think it's appropriate.
I can go ahead. So my 2 are the same: Comrades in Arms and Wanderers and Wastrels.
Mhm.
So I'll go ahead and roll a D100 for Comrades first. So that is going to be a 62. So that
All
will
right.
be
Coxflummery. A cheerful halfling bounder, a local legend with criminal connections. And you rolled these 62, you said?
yes.
You have followed them in and out of trouble countless times. Oh,
You know Cox Flummery?
Unfortunately.
I also know Cox Flummery and rolled a 61 on mine, which I were we in that same trouble? Perhaps a different trouble.
You'll have to
Ooh.
remind me.
All right, and then your second one was in Wonders and Wastrels, right?
Yes, so I'll go ahead and roll that now. That is going to be a 48. So that is
Malco again.
Hey,
And the
we also
repudiated
have
druid.
Okay, and a 48 would get me every
Geheimnisnacht, you see a vision of you. They see a vision of you and seek to understand its meaning. Geheimnisnacht is the day when Morslieb, the tainted, corrupted moon, hangs lowest in the sky and taints the land with chaos at its strongest. Zach, do you want to say your second one? You said you also had what was
been in and out of trouble with silly halfling Cox.
oh, good old Cox.
But I've also my sort of tables were the comrades in arms and the common folk, but I definitely don't hang out with the common folk. Yeah, don't hang out with them. So twice on the comrades in arms table. 56. I've shared a story of triumph with Manfreda Skolfgard.
Oh, we
You're
also
priest of
have-
Olwe.
Okay.
So a lot of overlap here with who you know. I love this.
The web is spinning. The web is.
Okay, so my first one was The Great and the Good, and I rolled Giselbert Almada, a scholarly magician, disapproving member of the Hexen Guild.
Hexen Guild.
What is the Hexen Guild?
Beyond heretic, in fact.
So in this world is not like the Warhammer fantasy you used to play. Magic is in human society is really frowned upon. In fact, it's something that if you practice magic in the open, you might be, I don't know, tortured and killed. It's not a good thing. But the Hexen Guild is a secret society that studies magic and is prevalent everywhere, kind of understood, but never truly, no one truly knows who's in the Hexen Guild. But they're the ones who study magic in the Empire. And in some areas, they're trusted. In some areas of the world, they're not trusted at all. The Hexen Guild.
Well, Giselbert owes me a favor because I have connected them with a powerful sponsor so they could work magic without fear of persecution.
Oh.
And then my other one is The Common Folk. And I got Lotzi Babkina, the landlady of the River Inn, or the River Run Inn, gregarious and welcoming. And we were once trapped inside their establishment, perhaps by foul weather or besieging beastmen. I'm going to say beastmen for this.
Oh, I like that. The River Run might be your place of meeting, possibly. All right, so as you can see, these contacts kind of help you build a backstory. They kind of help you create connections between your characters if you want. So take this with a grain of salt. If you want to create your own backstory and you've already got in mind what you want to do, just shed this off your back. You don't need to use any of this. But I like how some of these can overlap with your characters, and you can use them and to help build your backstory if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, and the final steps on page 61 of the rulebook. You can choose one of these following options. You can just increase one more skill from a 3 to a 4, or 2 skills from a 2 to a 3. That's one option, one of 3. 2, you can gain another talent. You have to look through the talents. There's a lot of them. It's something you might want to skim through after this session and do it off screen. But there's a lot of different things talents can do. Take note that talents have requirements. You have to have a certain level in something, or you have to be a certain origin, that sort of thing. And the last option you have is you can roll again on this a random asset table, which I think is interesting. It's not really going to help you in the game, but it just creates a little more flavor on there. What would everyone like to do?
So when you gain another talent, you have to gain it by rolling on your Origins talent table, right?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I read that wrong.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
So it's a lot easier. Just roll on your talent table.
Well, I might consider that. If I'm gonna look at my options or my possibilities, and then if not, I'll just choose to raise 2 level 2 skills to level 3. So,
No worries. While you think about it, let's take a moment. Let's let our characters percolate a little bit. Think about it. Anything top of mind? I mean, Brennan's already got his whole character figured out, but anything rising to the surface for our other players as far as your character backstory, what your character's like?
So I also rolled for a random name. I just kind of numbered them out and made a roll. And my character's name is Clementine, but Clem to friends. A baker. I manage to, in the midst of working the farms, I actually have a market stall that I sell some baked goods. Generally just a friendly presence, but don't get on my bad side.
You're gonna get along really well with Ulfar the Troll Slayer, who thirsts for blood in battle, and wishes only to die in glorious battle against the biggest foe that he can find.
I think we'll get along just fine.
He likes sweet cakes, so it works out.
Well, I've already sort of given you Log's backstory and long-term career goals of developing the brightest noble, the noble workshop smithing guild. Name still to be determined once I get some more members who can actually make the cut. But I've also I decided to roll it on the talent table again, and I got the Night Dweller talent, which is cool. Makes sense. Dwarf, see in the dark, long range, darkness. Probably because I stay inside far too long, continuing to do my work. And I have just gotten very used to the dark and working all hours of the night. But I also get a like the
when you first said Night Dweller, my mind immediately went to like, oh, you've got your day job, but at night you're maybe you go out and party a little too hard, or maybe you've got like certain addictions in the evening time.
He's just got dwarven cave adaptation.
It's just literally like workaholic dwarf, always trying to finesse and make the next best sword, and all of the previous, like all you miniature painters out there know. The next paint job you do is going to be better than the last one, and there's always this striving for perfection in his creation of his guild and the creation of his works, and but perhaps a deal on the side if things go wrong.
We have got a dwarf slayer and a bounty hunter of Sigmar. Kind of two characters of adventure, of going out and finding adventure. And then we have a baker and an artisan. That do our baker and artisan not want to go out and find adventure? Or just want to stay home?
Well, Clem would just like to help in any way that she can.
Perhaps you can, I really could use some. I think I really could use some more of finer metal than is sort of found around here in the ramshackle trade guilds of this lower class brass establishments. I really need to find some more these lustrous adamantium metals, perhaps. Yes. Yeah.
Do you think that maybe Log had hired Ulfar to as some hired muscle, promising riches in the future, but without realizing that I just want to kill stuff, so I'm not even concerned about that at all.
I was like, oh, a little overkill there.
Yeah.
I think he's dead. Yeah, we can take that sword. Oh, I didn't make that one. Yeah, that's crap. Not leave that one. Yeah, I like that. That's a good.
Okay, sure. We hail from the same lands.
You're a dwarf. Sure. Don't touch the anvil. Okay, just don't touch it.
I
completely
understand.
This side of the room. But thank you. Yep.
I figure as far as my connection to the party is perhaps I in addition to selling cakes and other various baked goods, I'll chat you guys up and hear the tales of glory and things, or maybe I'll wash your clothes, something to that kind of an extent where I'm like already doing a little bit there, but then I don't know, the call to action.
Okay.
Are you have to eat, am I right? I mean, why not eat the best food in town?
Yeah, are you the chef that Log had hired for the futures of their guild?
Possibly. I'm
working on the guild, like the snack bar, workshop.
I feel like Log put on a luncheon or like a formal event, and no one made the cut, so no one showed up. You were the caterer.
We had like 30 magpies right around. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll just eat these.
We'll find some more, Log. We will find someone worthy for your purposes.
I appreciate your optimism. I appreciate it. It's kids these days, you know.
Oh,
it's
you don't
experience.
have to tell me the amount of times that I've almost been robbed.
You know, you should really get a body. You should really get some guards over there sometime. You know, you just.
Well, perhaps a strapping dwarf could protect my stalls at some point, maybe as a compensation for catering. But anywho.
I mean, I know one that might be up to such a task. I mean, it's clearly not something I would do, but.
Of course. You're much.
Come here. Yep. Introduction.
I'm just like picking up like my teeth with a discarded bone.
I feel like Clem is far too nice. You maybe have like a backstory that we don't know about, or maybe you're a little dangerous.
Oh, maybe Clem's just a little bit more nice on the surface, but would love to see maybe someone break the ankles of all of those pesky thieves who've been wandering around.
Okay. Now I wish I rolled charlatan.
I feel like it's a little bit more surface level nice, but there's like, any more inspection would reveal some like fucked up thoughts that she has.
Some darkness.
Yeah.
There's some darkness behind those eyes. Yeah.
I'm always like getting back from a late, binge like night forge session, and Clem's just always in there like eating a snack. I mean, we have like a late chat, it's like a what do you call it, the diner? It's like late night at the diner,
Staring into the mid distance, talking about her desires.
These what do you call these mozzarella sticks? These are fantastic, fantastic, Clem.
You have to deep fry them in oil, of course. So tell me, Locke, have you ever considered perhaps beating the skill into your applicants?
Interesting. Yes, I don't know if I can quite pound more flesh like I can with the metal and the cold steel.
Give it a try.
Yeah, that's a good point.
For my final steps, I increased my charm to 4. So if anything, I can possibly be the face.
How charming.
You don't want Conrad to be the face. He is ugly. I even wrote right here. I wrote ugly.
Ugly. Actually, Clem, perhaps I could start with him.
I would like to also point out the trapping options for Slayers may be the greatest thing I've ever seen. You get the choice of an axe, a great axe, or a second axe. That's my options.
Speaking of options, I went for rolling for another talent on my
what'd you get?
My origin. So I rolled 6 dice, and I got a 5, a 5, and a 6 and a 5, and those were all things I had already. So I kept re-rolling them, and I got my next die roll was a 2, so that corresponds to faith, which I think is apropos.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, faith. Oh, you rolled a faith. So that is faith is a really interesting talent. That's like the talent you go into to get skills that correspond to the god that you worship. Like, for instance, a priest uses the faith skill. There's 3 levels of faith. Go ahead and look in the rulebook under the cult section and look under Sigmar, and you get the first. There's 3 different tiers of faith, and you get the first one.
Cult section, you said?
Let's see here. Religion and belief. Actually, let's just go over it because we got some time. Let's scroll down to Sigmar. They have a favor, then you have prayers, and then you can perform miracles. Those are the 3 levels. You will have a favor. You have Sigmar's favor, which is kind of a thing that's ever present, and you don't have to cast it or anything. It's just there. Those favored by Sigmar are possessed of a righteous heart and a strong will. Once per battle, recover from the staggered condition on your turn without using an action. Additionally, any hammer you wield, be it a mighty warhammer or a humble carpenter's mallet, inflicts +1 damage.
That poor carpenter.
Where's my mallet? Where's my...
It just keeps going missing.
When Conrad catches you not praying to Sigmar. Let's see.
Following this final step, there's 4 different tables of like fun. Like roll into it if you want to like help your character have a distinctive look or a distinctive personality.
Ooh, I like this quirk table. I'm going to definitely roll on that one. Let's see. Brass tier. Oh, that's interesting. They're separated by tiers. All right, let's see.
I'll make a roll there as well.
Let's see what
Yeah, actually, let's just do everyone to roll in the quirks, just for fun.
All right.
Caked on mud stains, but I think I'm gonna switch it from mud to just food stains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like big flour and baking implements.
Yeah.
Batter and such. I got an itchy rash.
Ooh. Ooh.
And Conrad has an
He's very
old
simple.
aching injury.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you have a limp from your knee. A fight with
That guy we got from Cox Fleming.
Cox.
That trouble.
That infamous incident with Cox.
He's got level 3 dexterity and athletics, so it might be a funny elbow.
Tennis elbow.
Yeah.
I think he has a burn scar that covers like half of his face and
Oh.
deforms him. And every time he thinks about the evil that he was hunting when it was inflicted on him, it stings and feels like it's writhing on his face.
Maybe like it's maybe your poker tail when you're mad or you're lying, you start itching at the
He starts
scar.
like picking at the scar tissue that like is like covering half of his entire face. I'll even say he's bald on that side too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You got some Clegane, some Gregor Clegane. or not-
Yeah, like a Gregor Clegane kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll say he lost in a fight
Or
to
Sanders,
somebody that he was
Clegane,
hunting,
Clegane.
and they shoved his face in like a furnace.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn.
Cox.
All right.
This is really funny. I think I rolled a guild license / mercenary contract. I think it's really funny that I have the guild license is it's 001 of my guild that I created.
The one and only guild license of the guild.
But it's really cool. I paid a lot of money for a graphic designer to like do it up. I got a bunch of them ready to go with like name
business
slots.
cards. Flashing around a little bit.
There's something that's spelled wrong, but you can only notice it if you're like scrutinizing it.
Yeah. Every time I'm like, I can't believe it. The A's backwards. Son of a- Ugh. I had to pick the scripty font. Ugh.
I think that is everything. Any last minute decisions about your characters?
No, I think we have a pretty good idea of what's going on. I don't know exactly what playing a Slayer is going to be like, but I know that I have pretty high toughness. I have good endurance, and I'm probably going to be on the front line at all times.
Hopefully, you'll be really bad at dying.
That's my hope too. But I don't think that's Ulfar's hope. I think he's ready for that eventuality.
And
I highly encourage you to remember there's a lot of overlap with your connections, your contacts. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves a little bit about creating your backstory and create some connections there. That's really fun.
I've got a few cool ideas of exactly what Malco might have seen in his visions of Conrad.
Cool.
Also, sidebar, I named my character after the guy from Heart of Darkness. And
Okay.
in so doing, I was like, hold on. That's the name of the Primarch of the Night Lords. They just ripped that too.
You're right.
Because it's Conrad Kurtz. This guy's Conrad Kurtzog, right? And then there's Conrad Kurz.
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
The last thing I'd like to leave you with this evening is maybe a little bit of a foreshadowing of how this campaign will begin.
Okay, yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, the great market square in Talagat is often busy, often teeming with sellers and charlatans alike. But it's a common place for Clem. Her market stall is there. And her new friends of the day are meeting her. Maybe Log is paying a visit after a long night of hammering away at a brand new sword of distinctive design. Maybe Kurt and God, I forgot names already, and the Slayer Ulfar.
You don't need to know his name.
He doesn't really mind either.
Are in the market today searching for a small breakfast treat from your stall. But it seems the four of you, by coincidence or maybe fate, are at Clem's stall this morning when a loud voice raises from the center, the opening of this market square, the head, if you will. And on this low stage is where normally bidding and where cattle and resources that are brought in on the river and brought into this market square are held. But today, someone different. A group of tattered men in tattered clothing, thin, fraying gray beards are on the stage with a woman in chains, screaming at the top of their lungs in glory of Sigmar. And that this evil wastress will pay for her sins. And that is where we'll leave it.
2 big thumbs up from Conrad.
All right.
Nice. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Oh, and that's oh my god, I didn't even say this. So a big thing about the big thing in this game system is called imPORTENTs, and it's in the rulebook. I don't know if you read those pages, but it's basically plot hooks. That's all they really mean, but they like to call it imPORTENTs. What I've coined this series of games as is the title of these series is called imPORTENTs.
Like it.
Nice.
So that's the name of the show.
Great.
Sweet
Nice.
deal.
Cool.
Thank you so much. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
I
I'm
agree.
really
Yeah,
looking forward to it.